Hello, everyone. It's so great to be back with you again tonight. I am going to now begin to move into the postpartum period right after you've had your baby and talk about some changes that can occur with mom and baby and usually some of the normal things that happen. My name is Carolyn Curtis. I am the CEO and founder of the CARAB Company. And what I want to do tonight is to begin discussion about the newborn and to talk about some things that will happen immediately after the baby's born. Do you know that your baby is going to get an exam within the first 5 minutes of its birth? Did you know that? It is called the Apgar Score. And that Apgar Score looks at five different categories. It is a very quick assessment of your baby, and those five categories are going to include skin color, heart rate, reflexes, muscle tone, and breathing. The most that you can score with this assessment is 10 points. Under each of those categories, you can score anywhere between 0 points and 2 points. That's what gives you the 10 points. So let's jump into this and review each one so you, as the parent, can understand what's going on. This happens, the Apgar score happens at 1 minute after birth and at 5 minutes after birth. So we're going to move from the head down, which always makes sense to me. It helps me to kind of keep everything in mind. Let's start out with the heart rate. If your baby's heart rate is over 100, then you would score 2 points. Your baby would score 2 points for this category. If the heart rate is under 100 beats per minute, then it will be 1 point for this category. If there's no heart rate at all, it will be 0 points. Breathing. We want the baby to have this great cry. So when babies come out, you want to hear that big cry. That way you know that baby's breathing and things are going well. So if we get this great, strong, vigorous cry, that's going to be 2 points for your baby. However, if the baby is not breathing well, where the breathing is irregular or slow, or the cry is very weak, then your baby will have only 1 point for this category. If there's no breathing at all, then it will be 0 points. Let's think about muscle tone. Muscle tone, you want your baby to be active and moving all over. Usually when you have a really healthy baby, the baby will hold its arms up to itself, bring its legs up to its body. That way you know that your baby has good muscle tone. And so when we see that where the baby's moving, arms are up, then your baby would be getting 2 points for muscle tone. However, if I were to pull the baby's arm down, even if they think about that and the baby doesn't bring it back up easily, or if I were to bring the baby's legs down and the baby doesn't bring them back up towards the body, then that would indicate some reduction in the muscle tone. The baby would only have 1 point for that category. Now, if your baby is just lying there limp, not moving, just limp, then there would be 0 points for this category. Reflexes. Now, we see in the old movies where babies are slapped when they come out, their bottoms are slapped. That's not what we're looking at for stimulation for the baby. We want to see how the baby's reflexes are. And so you might see someone use their finger along the sole of your baby's foot, or just little flickers in this way. This should stimulate the baby. The baby should react to this stimulation. You want to see that. The baby might cry. The baby might sneeze, have some sort of reaction to that. That's great. Then that would be 2 points for your baby. However, if the baby just has a little grimace, not a whole lot of reaction to that, then it would be only 1 point for your baby. And then if there is absolutely no response at all to this stimulation, then that would be 0 points for your baby. The last section to talk about is the skin color. We're not talking about the melanization of skin. We're talking about how pink the baby is in terms of the ability to get blood flow through the body. You would pink up. And so if the baby is totally pink all over the body, no presence of any blue areas, then that would be 2 points. I want to warn you that this is the area, the category where most babies are not going to score 2 points. It's very common that the baby would have bluish feet, bluish hands. Everything else is pinkish. And it's not a problem at all. It's an indication that your baby is working. Baby has to do a lot of work once it's born. We're breathing on our own. We've got to get the circulation through our body, blood circulating on our own. We need to keep our temperature up now because mom's been keeping me warm before now. A lot of work that the baby needs to do. And so it's not at all uncommon that the baby would have bluish hands, bluish feet. For that, the baby would get 1 point. Now, if there is absolutely, the baby has no color, very pale, bluish all over, then there would be 0 points for that category. So these are the categories that would give your baby up to 10 points for the Apgar score. Remember, the Apgar assessment is done at 1 minute, and so the baby will have a score for 1 minute, and then again at 5 minutes. The baby will have a score for 5 minutes. You want to know, what's my baby's Apgar? Tell me what was the score. And you will often hear 2 digits given for the score, 2 numbers. It might be, okay, the score was like between 7 and 9, 8 and 8, 8 and 9 might often be what you would hear. The first number is what was the baby's Apgar score at 1 minute. And then when you reassess, you would assume that the heart rate, or I mean, not just the heart rate, but the Apgar score itself would go up. And that would be your second number that you would hear. So this is the Apgar score. It's your baby's first examination that's done at 1 minute and 5 minutes after birth. It gives us a quick assessment as to the status of your baby's health. So thank you so much for listening to this. I hope this gives you good information that you can use. If you have liked what I have shared with you, I'm going to ask you to like my channel. I'm going to also ask you to subscribe. The subscription will be helpful to both you and me. When you subscribe to the channel, you get notification of all new materials that I'm putting out. And I plan on continuing with quite a lot of different material. Also, it helps me with the algorithms for YouTube. It helps to direct others to come to this channel to see what I'm talking about. I've had a lot of views. Thank goodness. 9,000 views. Can you believe that? And I would like for you to be more than a viewer. Become a subscriber. It doesn't cost you a thing. So hit that subscribe button as well. In the description, you're going to see some links to free products that I have available for you. Please click those links so you can get these free products, these free downloads that give you some other information. Early in November, I will be coming out with a coaching program. And this program is meant to be able to help those who are planning to become pregnant. You might be thinking, maybe let's try becoming pregnant in 2024. Or those who are already pregnant And that coaching program is to help you to be able to have the pregnancy experience that you desire and also the birth experience that you desire. So I will be also providing that information in a further link in a further video. Please watch for that. I will also drop this information in the community. I hope that you will consider taking this masterclass. It will provide you with a lot of information that you are not going to get in normal childbirth education classes. So again, thank you so much. I ask that you will share my channel with your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your aunts, your uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, girlfriends, and boyfriends. Let them all know about this. And thank you again for returning. I will be back with more content again very, very soon. Thank you again and have a great evening. Bye-bye.